Hello, I'm Julian Brinkley, and today we're going to be discussing the current status of my U-Drive Effective Infotainment System project. As it stands currently, I'm probably up against, well, it's not probably, I'm up against the biggest challenge that I've faced thus far in actually implementing this system. And that challenge basically revolves around getting data from the emotive headset into my Windows Store application. So basically, this is what and I'm wearing the headset while I'm recording this video, obviously. Um, this is essentially what the headset data looks like when viewed through the application that comes with the hardware. And green represents basically a strong signal, yellow or orange a relatively weak signal, and red means we're not getting any data from those terminals. Uh, Now, in terms of the affective part, meaning the emotional or mood part, the only uh, channel that seems to be relatively reliable within this program is excitement and calm. Engagement and disengagement, I've never been able to get that to. It relies on an exceedingly strong signal, which I haven't been able to actually get up to this point, and meditation. That's not really that big of a deal because I really don't need that information for my purposes. I largely need excitement and calm. Those are the values that I actually need. Now, in a raw form, that information looks like this. So that excitement and engagement information, and this actually shows engagement and frustration. But this is basically what the data looks like. Okay. So we'll go ahead and stop that. So the challenge has been actually getting that data from the headset into my application. And the reason for that seems to revolve around the SDK that they actually supplied um, with the headset itself. Following their directions and instructions, I've actually approached it from two different perspectives, and both perspectives have not worked. Okay, so this is the current version of my application, and as we can see, from last time, I've added a audio settings page view model, which is basically going to be the entry point to the audio settings. So the user is basically going to be able to use that page to set whether or not they want effective infotainment on, and to basically set some values around that effective infotainment system. So whether or not they want it to actually move to the next song, whether or not they want the system to actually alert them before it moves to the next song, so on and so forth, things like that. Now, the way that should work is that much like the Prism Store apps library that I added an Emotive SDK library, which uses the .NET Emotive SDK DLL. Now, with that, and let's just take a brief look at the code here. I'm creating an instance of the Emotive engine. I'm basically getting the emotional state of the user, and right now, for debugging purposes, I'm basically getting the excitement score and engagement score, which I can view in the output. So let's go ahead and run it. Now, were this actually working properly, I would be getting values similar to the values that we actually just looked at in the console application. But as we can see, I'm getting all zeros. Uh, and I've actually tried this a couple different ways, but this is the way I'm showing for the purpose of this video. So after drilling down and tweaking a couple things, I narrowed down the issue to this. Okay, the .NET Emotive SDK DLL. It appears to be incompatible with Windows Store apps because Windows Store apps use a compact version of the .NET framework. So I also tried another approach whereby I created another wrapper for some of the C++ that was included with the sample code using a Windows runtime component library and just a small little, one-page Windows 8.1 Windows Store app test project. Okay, now when I run that, I get this error: specified module cannot be found. And again, this points to, from the reading I've done and the people I've talked to, an incompatibility with the DLL and the compact.NET framework. So that's the issue that I'm currently attempting to resolve. And as soon as that's resolved, we'll be shortly finished. But thank you for watching the video, and I will discuss further in class.